to the next dimension.
Hey guys, undercoverdudes all the way from down with the second episode of Beginner's Guide to Combat Arms, and today it's the weapons, the guns, the stuff you shoot people with, the most important part of the game. Now Combat Arms has a very unique setup for weapons. You've got your standard primary, secondary, knife and nade. However, there are backpacks which mean you can hold more weapons, up to 4. Now this episode will focus on the best weapons for a new player to use, especially due to the fact that weapons can only be bought for 7 days and up, 7, 30 or 90 days, which is a high amount of GP. Now GP is an in-game currency which you can gain by playing matches. Unlike other shooters, if you leave the game early, all the GP you would have got is lost, and you don't get set amount of GP per kill. This guide will only focus on weapons up to the rank of Master Sergeant. By that rank you should have a good amount of knowledge to see which guns are better than others. If you are lost, there are many YouTube reviews for you to use. Now weapons in Combat Arms are based on 5 different attributes: damage, portability, rate of fire, accuracy and recoil. Now some are more important than others depending on the type of weapon. Now the primary weapons are the most important in the game. The first one I'm going to be talking about is the assault rifle, and they are the staple of Combat Arms. They're great at medium range, okay at long and close, but they are the main weapon a new player would be using. The default assault rifle you get in the game, the M16A3, is horrible. Do not use it. You will absolutely screw up your KDR. Never ever use this weapon. And please, if you want to muck around once in a while, you can do that, but not use the M16A3. Use the weapons I'm going to suggest and nothing else, because pretty much if you use anything else, you're just going to get dominated by much better players, and pretty much these weapons are the ones you would be using for the majority of your low ranks, and even higher into your ranks given the weapons I'm going to be talking about. So let's get straight into them. The M4A1. It's unlocked when you first start the game, so it has no rank requirement, and a price of 800 GP per day makes it the only assault rifle that you can buy for a 1-day basis, which is really good. And it's a fantastic weapon. It has low to medium damage with an average portability, rate of fire and accuracy. However, it has very controllable recoil if tap fires, making it for a great jack of all trade guns, and I still use it today. It's not really good at anything besides the recoil, but it's just really solid and great overall. So if you're starting out on a first person shooter, this is a gun to go for. Now the G36C is known as one of the best Combat Arms weapons. It's amazing, it's ridiculous, and it's unlocked at Sergeant for a mere 4,655 GP per 7 days. Now it's got a solid 3-shot kill, below average portability and fire rate, however it has one of the best accuracy ratings in the game with moderate to high recoil. It's also equipped with a sniper-like scope, giving the G36C sniper-like abilities. Now, once mastered, this gun is unstoppable. The scope is ridiculous, the power is ridiculous, the recoil is manageable if you can tame it, and the fact is, this gun is amazing. It's known as one of the best in the game. If you can get good with this gun, you will dominate anything, be it with real-life money or just GP. This gun is ridiculous. Now, the M416 is an upgrade of the M4A1, and it's unlocked at Master Sergeant for 5,390 GP per day. It outclasses the M4A1 with high portability and lower recoil, and it's an amazing weapon, perfect for beginners. When you rank up the Master Sergeant, you can't really handle recoil, especially in Combat Arms, meaning that the recoil is higher than really every other first person shooter out there. If you're not really good with it, use the M416 because it is a really good gun. Now, the next type of class I'm going to be talking about today is the submachine guns, used for close range domination. However, once you reach medium range, you will be cut down. This is not Call of Duty. Submachine guns will do bad at medium range. They won't do horrible, but you'll get cut down by assault rifles really easily. Now, there's only one gun I would suggest, and that is the UMP, the Universal Machine Pistol. It's unlocked at Sergeant for 4,165 GP per 7 days and has the highest damage of all GP submachine guns, with below average portability and rate of fire, along with average accuracy and higher recoil. It's an amazing weapon. You can just go up to somebody, spray and pray, you'll get that 4-shot kill. It is really good. Make sure you just go and use it only in close range. However, the UMP is not so bad bad at medium range in comparison to all the other submachine guns, so it's not so bad at medium as well. But still, keep it in close. This gun will be really good. It will be your trusty machine pistol or submachine gun, depending on what you want to call it. Now, sniper rifles are for taking out the enemy at long range. With amazing damage and accuracy, these weapons are a force to be reckoned with. Of all the sniper rifles available at the lowest rank, at the low ranks, there's only one that should be really used, and that's the L96A1. The L9 is by far the most used weapon besides the G36C, and for good reason. It has a solid one-shot kill, going down to a two-shot only when hitting the arms or legs. It has subpar portability and a horrible fire rate due to it being a bolt action with average accuracy. Even with its flaws, the L9 still does a consistent one-shot kill, making a perfect beginner sniper. Now please be wary that higher ranked users will be using much better snipers like the TPG and the DSR series. These guns are similar to the L9 except the accuracy is much higher, with the L9 only having about 75 accuracy. So please be wary that the L9 is not really long range. It's good at ish long range, but you have to be quite accurate with it. You have to, time your shots. You can't just quick scope across the map with this weapon. Now, machine guns, shotguns, and launchers should not be used for normal play. MGs are only good in a game mode called Fireteam. Shotguns are practically useless when compared to submachine guns, and launchers are extremely hard to use effectively. So just kind of leave and don't even touch them. Don't waste your GP on these weapons. They're only used when you're kind of a higher rank, you want to experiment. But for a low ranker, do not use these weapons. Now, secondary weapons are perfect for finishing an enemy off with low HP or to conserve ammo for your primary. The GP pistols are quite good in this game, so there is a few to talk about. However, all that I'm going to talk about is the semi-automatic pistols, which mean one click is one bullet, not automatic ones, which are unlocked at a much higher rank. Now, the first one is the G23, which is unlocked at Recruit for 1,470 per 7 days. It has low to medium damage with high portability and a high rate of fire, one of the highest for the pistol class. With low recoil, has medium accuracy, a trait that all pistols have, and it's a great spraying pistol used to finish off enemies. Has 15 shots in one magazine, which is higher than most. Now, USP is unlocked at Corporal for 1,470 GP per 7 days and has much higher damage and accuracy, which results in higher recoil and a slower fire rate. This pistol is much more accuracy based, having a solid 3-shot kill. Now, given all these pistols are really good, you don't really need to buy them. The normal pistol, the M92FS, is a fantastic weapon, and you can use that all you like. In comparison to the primary weapons, M16A3 is absolutely horrible, and I suggest you to buy a primary rather than use the default. But pistol, you don't really use it too much. You might want to finish off an enemy, but you don't really need them. Now, knives, you don't really need the bio one. Use them once in a blue moon where you would just want to stab somebody in the back, but generally you don't really use them in general combat. Your primary is your main gun. Now, nades are not so much the same deal. You chuck a nade really every life, but you don't really need to buy the new nade, like the upgraded version, because it is better, but it's kind of a waste of GP, and being at a low rank, you won't use your nade to that high of an extent. Now, beginner setups are generally simple. Conserving GP should be a priority, so only use an assault rifle. If you want to splash out a bit more cash and buy a sniper, place it in your backpack and make sure it's L96A1. Everything else isn't so good. The SR25 is alright, but that's a semi-automatic. You want to have a one-shot kill in this game. Don't experiment too much with weapons when you are low rank. GP is hard to come by, and you should only use weapons I suggest rather than just kind of muck around and try to find a gun that's best for you. These weapons I've gone suggested, these are the best ones. Alright guys, that's all for now. Make sure you go and tune in for the next episode of Beginner's Guide to Combat Arms, which is going to be gear, which is very, very important in the Combat Arms universe. Make sure you go and drop a rating if you did enjoy it. It takes a while to make these episodes, and make sure you check out the new gear episode when it comes out by clicking the right hand side of the screen, that little annotation, or subscribing to make it go in your sub box. But other than that, it's Undercover Dudes all the way from down under, out.